the case, we'd have problems because everybody would be the chief and you'd have no Indians or Native Americans. I vowed I would stop saying Indians. That was just because it's a stupid term.
Right. I don't,
But,
we know what you mean. It's cool.
right, yeah, but everybody can't be the general. You've got to have troops, and you've got to have people that they do as they are told to do, but they have to believe in the person who is leading them.
Right. Well, then this is the thing, though. You want to lead your troops in a good way, isn't it?
Right.
You don't want them to suffer. You don't want to be telling your troops things and then they're suffering for it. You think, well, no, this isn't how it should be. You're not trying to make people unhappy or make them suffer. So if you say you're working for this, I keep saying this. I know I keep saying it, but people, as far as I'm concerned, when these politicians start telling us things, they're lying. So they're not working for us. They're working against us because they're trying to make us. They're stressing us out. You know, they're trying to make our lives even more difficult than we already have it. That's not helping somebody.
Well, and I agree with you that politicians lie, but how many, as a percentage, and I know this is your opinion, and I have my own opinion also, but as a percentage, how many of these people are there to serve and govern, which is what you're supposed to do when you're elected, and then how many people are there? It's a career and it's a money grab for them. What percentage do you think?
Boy, okay, you really want me to?
Well, I mean, I'm going to give you my opinion. If you want me to, I'll give you my opinion first. I think
it's a lot. I think it's a lot of people that are just there for the money. I'm sorry, because it's a lucrative career, isn't it?
Right, it really is. And see, I've thought, and then this is again, I'm talking from the United States point of view. Because we had the whole Tea Party revolution, et cetera, et cetera. I think we now have a bigger percentage. I don't think it's half. I think it probably is somewhere in the neighborhood of closer to 40% that are just there as a money grab here in the States.
Okay.
And not necessarily the majority, but those smaller percentage cause the wreak havoc, and they mess up the rest of the
They didn't want to wreak havoc. They make everybody's life hell. And you know I have to calm myself. Because I've named and shamed him so many times, so I'm just going to do it again. Mr. George Osborne. He is the UK Chancellor. I'm just going to keep on naming and shaming him till he starts fixing up and doing what he's supposed to do. Okay, people? Because in Link 4, okay, he reckons that he's comfortable with tax credits as he was going to cut them. He was comfortable with the proposals that he was making. And I'm thinking, hold on a second. So you are happy to know that you could be cutting somebody's lifeline, because at the moment that's their lifeline, right? And they're telling you, without these things, my child would not eat. Without these things, we and my husband or wife would go hungry. Without these things, we would not be able to do just the basics. Even they're struggling to do the basics, and they're just about managing to do it and make ends meet with the tax credit. So, hello, it stands to reason. If you cut that little money, whatever it is, it's a little money, but it really makes a difference. You're going to cut that just like that, one time, done. And as far as you're concerned, well, no, we have to make savings in the public purse and all this. But hold on a second, now, Rose, please. I must say this, okay? Have you ever noticed, and I'm sure I've said this again before, people, so please bear with me. Have you ever noticed, right, when they want to do war, how come all of a sudden they just suddenly magic up how much millions and billions? Have you even noticed that? All of a sudden, oh, hold on, wait, we need to go to war. So, we have just managed to find 20 billion. Oh, wait! You was crying poverty! You've been crying poverty since 1900 long. All of a sudden, you got money. Where you get that from? We are all struggling, and when it comes to things they should be doing, like the economy, when they were supposed to put money into the economy, oh no, we ain't got no money. When they're supposed to remember we talked about the junior doctors going on strike the other day, innit? When they're supposed to sort out the NHS, no, they ain't got no money, they're chopping. But when they want to do war, when they want to buy missiles, when they want to do things and give money to other countries, don't get me wrong, I ain't against giving money and helping people, but hello, you know they say charity begins at home, okay? So when it comes to the things that you need to sort out for the country, do that first. If you've got any surplus left over, then hey, if you feel you can help so-and-so, then great. But in the meantime, don't keep pleading poverty and saying, oh, we ain't got no money for this and this. But all of a sudden, when they want to pay themselves more money, all of a sudden, they just got the money, just like that.
Well, you covered about 5 things in there that...
Look, it annoys me. It just winds me up. People, I have been holding on to this, and now I'm just letting rip. So if you agree with me on any all of the things that we have just been discussing, I know that you know what to do. At Ask-Avani-Show, come through and tell me. Because we need to know what you think, people. We know you're out there and you're listening. So just let us know. Because that's what this is what I love to do. This is why the show, in the way that we have engineered it, this is why I enjoy it so much. Because we get to talk about things and we get to find out what you, the public, think. And that, to me, is the best thing, isn't it?
And sometimes even if you're out there and you're listening or you're listening to the podcast and you just retweet something or you do a like on Facebook, that's showing that you're out there and you're listening and you're giving an opinion. And we love that.
Absolutely. We know you do it anyway, but please feel free, because especially if you have been affected by this or you know someone who has, and I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that do. I mean, years ago, I must tell you, Karen, I got tax credits. I must say that. And yes, I can agree when it has been said that, oh my God, that really helped me, because I used to look at that and I was like, oh, you know what, I'm going to go buy shopping with that. I'm going to go and buy food with it. That's what I used to spend it on. So hello, food is a necessity, isn't it?
Right.
If I didn't get it then, I probably would have been sitting there thinking, I'm going to have to maybe not get as much food as I would like because I'm hungry, but I'm going to have to chop it down because I can't. Oh, God, if I tell you the joke. I mean, obviously, it's not funny when you look about it, but years and years ago, goodness me, if I tell you, I used to go into the supermarket, right, and I had a shopping list that I had to follow to the letter, okay, because I could not deviate, because if they even put something up by 1p, or 2p, that was it. I couldn't get it. That's how stringent the budget was. You're like, okay, this is what I'm getting, and I'm writing it down. And you know the prices in your mind. That's how strict you had. And if they put the prices up, you finish. You can't get that milk, or you can't get that bag of potatoes today because they put the prices up. Even 1 or 2, but people are laughing out there. I know you guys are laughing. But I'm telling you, this is back in the day when your money was tight. And if you only had £40 or £50 or whatever it was to spend, if you could not go over because you did not want to embarrass yourself at the till, because you'd have to put it back.
And that's the same thing in America. It's the same exact. We have the same thought process. When I was growing up, I would go to the as we call it, the grocery store with my mother. But if it was, hey, can I have this candy bar? Nope, can't have it.
No, because it's over the budget.
Yep.
It doesn't matter whether it's 50p or 20 cents or whatever it is over the budget. It's over the budget. I can't get it. I don't have it for you. You can't have it. And you're looking up thinking, but it's only a bit of candy, or it's only this, it's only a bit of sweet. No, my darling, it's extra money that I've budgeted. Means that when I've budgeted in this way, we're going to eat. If I try and spend extra, something's got to go back. So that's just the way it was. And without the tax credits, I know that there's times I probably wouldn't have eaten. So it was like, okay, so yeah, maybe that's why I have such a bee in my bonnet about it in retrospect, innit? Because I'm looking at it thinking, you know what, I have been there. People, there's so many times I realise I've been through something and I think, you know what, I'm not just going to talk about it and say, oh, that's how I'm all doing this, shouldn't do this. I'm going to tell you my story so that I know what it feels like.
Well, but there are people that can relate to your story because they have been there or they are there. And that's why when you talk about the chancellor and he feels that he's comfortable with the tax credits, which to me it's a thing. Does he get elected or is he appointed?
Well, he's appointed,
okay.
But you see, he wants to be elected. This is another thing. This one, I say man. This man is trying to be elected in the years to come as the next prime minister. You know that the chancellor's job, that's one step away from being prime minister. Look at Gordon Brown, right? He wanted to be the next prime minister and then he became prime minister, but nobody never voted for. Anyway, I digress.
No, and that's right. But because I want to make sure that our listeners from the States understand the how it works and the system.
Yeah.
But
it's basically he's the money man. The Chancellor of the Exchequer is the money man.
Okay, he
handles the country's finances.
He's like the chief financial officer for the country. Okay.
That's right. There you go. So he's the one that's why I got to be my bonnet about him, because I don't think he does it right when he's always chopping in the wrong place. Anyway, so basically, but that's what the Chancellor of the Exchequer does. He handles the country's finances and he says what we can spend our money on, and when the tax receipts come in, he divvies it up to spend it here and to do this and to do that with it. But you see, the next job up from that is prime minister. Because basically, if you can handle the money, then you can handle the country. That's what the thought process is anyway, isn't it?
I understand.
Sort of. So yeah, so he wants to be the prime minister. He wants to be the next prime minister. We all know that's what he's angling for, but I ain't voting for him. He can go about his business with that, because I ain't feeling. Anyway, every time I see this man, I look at him and I think, you just need a slap. Anyway, link 5. Before we go to break, I'm just going to mention this because this is what made me laugh. Normally, in the House of Lords, okay, as far as I'm concerned, the House of Commons and the House of Lords, they're chums, they're friends, they're pals, they get on, they make things, they rub, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. I think that's their kind of mentality. But even in the House of Lords, his tax credit cuts were facing defeat, you see. So that's when I think he really had to back down on it. So people, what do you think? Because listen, we're going to take a break now. The song going into break is going to be what we've been talking about. For people who go through tax credit cuts or who need it, that's your lifeline. And what are you using it to do? You are trying to stay alive. Enjoy this next track. We will be back after this. Hi, this is Avani. You're listening to the Ask-Avani-Show, and we'll be right back on the other side after this. Good afternoon and welcome back, people. Oh, yes, today's show topic is very interesting. I hope you guys are going to stick with us this afternoon. I told you before the break earlier on that I had a bee in my bonnet about this particular subject for quite a couple of weeks now, didn't I, K-Rose?
Yes.
Yeah. People, I have been posting like crazy on it online, just letting you guys know. And okay, yes, it is a serious topic in that people would have suffered if the UK government had done what they said they were going to do regarding our tax credits. And I hope you are going to stick with me because just in case, I don't know, do you have an equivalent system in America? I forgot to ask you that, K-Rose.
Oh, tax credits?
Yeah, or something similar.
Yeah, well, for us, then you can tell me if this is the same thing, because I think tax credits for the UK are different from what we have. When we file taxes each year, they have tax credits that are just automatic. If you have so many children, or if you have somebody in college, or if you have so many people in your household, those are the tax credits that are applied during the time when you file your taxes.
Oh, no, that's different to us. So basically, depending on how many maybe dependents you may have, they might give you some money equivalent back. Was that what you mean?
Right. You get to say, let's say your income is $20,000 for the year, and you make $20,000. Well, your taxable income is based on the credits that they can give you, and some are automatic or deductions, is basically. And so if you've got yourself, your spouse, and 3 kids, then you have a tax credit that takes your taxable income from $20,000 down to X number. They may give you $1,000 per dependent.
They don't take as much as they would because they're taking into account that you have dependents that you need to take care of.
Right, and that's a back end thing. They do that at the time that you file your taxes, and they reduce your taxable income. But tax credits for the UK, it sounds different. More like our system of assistance.
Yes, in a way.
Yeah.
In a way, yeah. You still have to fill in loads of forms and you have to tell them your income and how many dependents you have and things like that, and then they'll say to you, okay, for each child, you will get this amount. So tax credits for kids, they depending on how old your children are, they'll give you a certain amount, and then obviously as they get older, the amount will increase. But the tax credits where it's like they top up your income. So if you're on a low income, depending on how much you're earning, they'll give you a certain amount extra to bridge the gap.
And so those tax credits, are they paid monthly or yearly, or when do they pay?
Yeah, they give it to you. In actual fact, when I got it, I don't know if they changed it, but when I got it years ago, they used to give it to you every week. But maybe now they might change it to every month.
Okay.
Because of it. But yeah, they gave it to you either weekly or monthly, and then that was your extra money that you could say, right, I'm going to, pay some heating bills, or I'm going to buy some food, and people have said, without this money, I would be struggling because I'm on such a low wage. And obviously they don't want to go back and sign on because then you're even worse off.
Well,
kind
but
of
that's
thing.
public assistance, and that's, quote, welfare here in the United States. And that's why, as you talked about,
we have welfare too.
But we don't, it's all ours is lumped together. They will give you for, like, if somebody's on assistance and you have 4 kids and you don't have a job, because that's the other piece of it. They might, or they do,